Good morning, students. In today's class, we will learn about the dates in history. Already we know meaning of history, importance of studying history, time periods in history. So let's start our today's the meaning of history. History is the study of the past. And the importance of studying history we know. History provides us lots of information about the past to know about our future and present. And the time according to time periods is what divided like in prehistory, proto-history and history. And we know why it is divided into three time periods, because it is history is a vast. And according to Indian, in the construct of India, history has been divided into three periods: ancient, medieval and modern. Already you know the ancient time, modern time and medieval time. Now let's start today's dates in history. How the dates is important in history. Dates act as a landmark. They help in maintaining proper record of the past. The term circa is generally used in historical writing when the dates of events are not known for sure and have been approximately maintained. These events are referred in the form of BCE and CE. BC stands for before Common Era. CE refers to Common Era. Now, let us understand. Dates act as a landmark. It means what? When something happens, now generally, just to take an example, like your birthday. Your birthday date is as a landmark. On that day it happened. The date plays an important role in history. Whatever the major things, anything happens in past in history time. So according to date is there, we understand on this day it happens. Now let us know the next point is the role of geography. Geographically, the Indian subcontinent is very diverse. There are huge mountains, hot and cold desert, forest, fertile river valleys, plateaus, and coastal areas. These physical features greatly influence the history of India. They also influence the custom and traditions of our country. Now, how the raw geographic eh, features play an important role in our history or in our present time. See, we have seen the geographically features. Which are the geographical features? Mountains, huge mountains, hot and cold desert, forests, fertile river valleys, plateaus, and coastal areas. So these physical features play an important role in history. According to that, it took greatly influence in history. They also influence the custom and traditions of our country. By this, people, our country also influenced by the geographical features. Traditions also our changed. So this mountain, hot and cold desert, forests, fertile river valleys, plateaus, and coastal areas play a great role in our history. Now, let us know what are the sources of history. As you know, already you must have studied in previous class. There are some sources by which we come to know about the history. In that, one is the archaeological sources. Archaeology is study of material remains of the past. Archaeological sources include buildings, monuments, tools, pottery, artifacts, jewelry, and items that may have been used by the people of that period. So archaeological sources, how we come to know this history? There are history from the sources, and in that one source is the archaeological source. In that, what are the things are included to know as a source buildings, monuments, tools, portrait, artifacts, jewelry, etc. Many things are there from which we come to know about the history. These things helps us to know about the history, and this all kind of examples belongs to archaeological sources. Next is the monuments and buildings. So, the remains of monuments and buildings provide a standing testimony of the period of study. There are numerous buildings of historical importance in India, such as temples, stupas, forts, and palaces. When we study about when we visit any temples, historical temple, it shows the history, how they have built this, how the people were coming and going there for the worshipping and all that. You have gone and you have seen any palaces, king's palace, it shows the architecture of that. These monuments throw light on the social, economic, political, and religious lives of people. So these things helps us to know about the past, how the people's life, social life there, economic life, political life, and religious lives of that time in people. The monuments also inform us about the period in which they were built and the scientific knowledge of the people of that period. When we see about when we see any palaces, it shows the that time of the people, how they built it, eh? How they were doing the work, how it was hard, and their inscription, their art, their constructing of that place, it shows the that time periods. Next is the inscriptions. Inscriptions were written on rocks, pillars, walls of important buildings, and even metal sheets. Inscriptions were writings that held some religious or administrative significance. The study of inscriptions is called epigraphy. So we know that inscriptions, it is written on the rocks, pillars, walls, or important buildings, etc. When we you have heard about the Ashoka's inscriptions. So King Ashoka's, when inscriptions were written, it was written on rocks, Ashoka pillars, and all that. So it provides us the that time periods, the life of the people, religious, it can be religious life or administrative life, it shows. And the study of the inscriptions is called epigraphy. Next is the literary sources. Another source is the literary sources. Early humans communicate through sign gestures. They slowly started making pictures to convey their message. From picture, they developed a script where each letter or symbol meant a specific thing. Once a script was developed, people started writing about everything that may hold importance. Literary sources were divided into religious text and secular text. So, literary sources. In the beginning, early humans, how they were by the sign or any symbol, they used to convey their message. Slowly, they started to making pictures, and when the making picture, it was showing that a particular specific symbol meant the letter, where each letter or symbol meant a specific thing. From picture, they developed a script. By the drawing of the picture, it shows their message. The for the particular thing, they use a particular picture. Once a script was developed, people started writing about everything that may hold importance. When जैसे ही उनको पता चला ये लिखने से ये मैसेज होता है, तो उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया लिखना, और उससे उनका सब कुछ लिखावट के साथ शुरू हुआ, और अपना मैसेज उन्होंने धीरे धीरे लिखित रूप में इन द फॉर्म ऑफ राइटिंग दे स्टार्ट टू कन्वे दियर मैसेज. And literary sources were divided into religious text or secular text. Now let's rewind up. What is history? History is the study of the past. History has been divided into three time periods: prehistory, proto-history, and history. In the middle, we study Indian history is divided into ancient, medieval, and modern period. Last was the sources of history: archaeological sources and literary sources. So, I would like to give you one homework. You have to prepare this chart in your file. Just start as it is given. In the last, I will show you one picture. You have to make that chart according to this. This chart is divided according to prehistory, proto-history, and history. You can understand by making this chart in your file. You have to prepare three columns, divide each in prehistory, proto-history, and history. Write about the prehistory, write about the proto-history and history. You will understand how the chapter is. And the last, just now we have rewind up. What is history? History is the study of the past. Same, this chart also you have to prepare in your file. So thank you. Have a good day.